Hello everyone, my name is Yuriko Higaki. I would like to introduce Ms. Morimoto. She is going to make a presentation about her research. Please listen to her.
Thank you, Ms. Higaki. Hello everyone, my name is Misaki MORIMOTO. Today, I'd like to make a presentation about the things that made the difference in the shape of rice cake. First, I will show you today's outline. First, I'd like to introduce my presentation. Second, I will show the difference in the shape of rice cake by a place. Third, I will talk about the history of rice cake. Fourth, I will show the boundary line between Eastern Japan and Western Japan. Finally, I conclude my presentation. Now, let's start. We can live by eating meals. There are some differences in ingredients of meals from places to places. What makes the differences? I selected zoni in order to research it. Zoni is soup containing rice cake. It is Japanese traditional food and most of Japanese eat it on New Year's Day. Also, zoni is known as a food that is different from places to places. There are various differences in zoni, and I focused on the shape of rice cake used in zoni. The purpose of my presentation is to tell that the thing that makes the difference in the shape of rice cake is historical background. Last time, in midterm presentation, I showed that there is a difference in the shape of rice cake between Eastern Japan and Western Japan. There are square and round in the shape of rice cake. This distribution map shows which rice cake is used where. In places which are put red square marks, square rice cake is used. And in places which are put blue round marks, round rice cake is used. I divided Japan in half by this dotted line. People from Eastern Japan from this dotted line are not using round rice cake. They eat square rice cake only. Now, I'd like to talk about the history of rice cake. How does rice cake spread over Japan? What made the difference in the shape of rice cake between Eastern Japan and Western Japan? The historical background is related to the answer to these questions. In 1990, Arai argued that round rice cake is originally popular, but in Eastern Japan from Edo period, square rice cake spread because square rice cake is made by cutting only, easy to make. So there is difference in the shape of rice cake. I suppose that the reason why square rice cake, which is easy to make, spread in Eastern Japan is the population of Eastern Japan was large. Finally, I state that the boundary line between Eastern Japan and Western Japan is the Sekigahara area. The difference in the shape of rice cake was made by the Battle of Sekigahara. In 2002, Nizeki argued that in old days in Sekigahara, battles which changed the history of Japan broke out any number of times, and it is thought that the spot which divides Japan into the east and the west is around Sekigahara. The Battle of Sekigahara was fought in the western end of Gifu, the Sekigahara area. The Sekigahara area is here. Actually, in My survey result. This dotted line is drawn on the Sekigahara area. The Battle of Sekigahara. In the Battle of Sekigahara, an army of the East won a victory. That is why I think that the population of Eastern Japan was larger than that of Western Japan. So square rice cake, which is easy to make, spread in Eastern Japan. In conclusion, the historical background is related to the difference in the shape of rice cake. Originally, round rice cake was popular, but square rice cake, which is easy to make, spread in Eastern Japan, whose population was large. It is the Battle of Sekigahara that made the difference in the shape of rice cake between Eastern Japan and Western Japan. This time, I took up the difference in the shape of rice cake, but there are other differences in ingredients of meals. I'd like to research the difference in ingredients of other meals too. These are differences of my presentation. Thank you for listening.